Oh, today the Super C's going to get a shot at the title moving this chicken tractor, aka coop. It sat here all summer. It's embedded into the ground. Let's go, let's grow. Red power to the test. Well, there she sits all broken-hearted, tried to, and nearly, I'll let you guys finish it if you have the imagination, but the first thing we got to do, we got to get that back blade off of there and get the drawbar connected. Then the clevis. Out of gear. No choke needed. This one here's a little loosey-goosey, and that's because this top, actually this needs flipped over, so it's actually tight on this, so it holds it up. You can see down here, and the other one over there is tight on it, plus it has the pin in place, and this one doesn't. So I think what I'm going to do after this video is turn this around so it can hold it up, because otherwise I'm screwed. Take the stick, jam it across here, kind of like that. And we should be good to go. We're locked and loaded. That should work. Alright, so let's talk about this coop real quick. I've had it for 3 years, and make no mistake, I had this built, and I didn't have it built cheap. I could have, and it comes standard built pine, lightweight, wrought out, OSB flooring, the whole 9 yards that you don't want. I had 1/2-inch treated plywood for my flooring. These are treated oak 4x. It's got a little weight to it. Now, having said that, in a normal move, it's pretty easy to move. I like the Super C's chances, but it's been sitting here 6 months. Anything that heavy is going to settle in the ground, and it has. In fact, if you look in front of the coop, I couldn't even tell you where the pull chain is. And let me show you how this thing's designed. It's got hooks right here that are, bracketed on. And, well, there's the chain. Good luck finding it out through that grass. And I normally, what I do is I just leave it attached because I'm moving it, once a week back in the day. But then I was like, why am I moving this once a week when they're free ranging anyways? So they're out, 8-10 hours a day free range, and there's no need to move the coop. So, but today there is, and I've got my own personal reasons why I'm moving this. Number one, I'm getting it ready for winter. I normally use the deep litter method. This year I'm not, because I have a number of chickens, more than I normally have, and I'll have about 15 birds in that little coop. And I'll feed them in the run. I use electric on their water. I just run an extension cord out, and it works fantastic. It's like a 10-gallon water where you plug it in, it can be 6 below out and they'll have water. So that's really nice. You can see it's quite a mess in there, but they don't really spend a lot of time. That's just 6 months of nonsense that's gone on in there. And I got a couple feed bags in there that I'll take out of there and burn, put them in the burn pile. What I have to do, I close the ramp, lift that up, close her off so I don't break it off, and the feeder there just hangs. You can see all these spots in the yard. What I've been doing is just, I guess you'd call it like a pasture feed. I just dump it on the ground, they scratch, they eat the grass, they come back to the feed pile, they scratch, fertilizes the grass. I've never seen such grass here in this yard. Here's a spot where I dumped, you know, and I don't know how well it shows up, but here's where I didn't dump, and here's where I did dump. And boy, do you want to talk about, must be a crap ton of nitrogen in that feed, because that grass is just, in a normal week where we're getting this kind of rain, at least this year's rain, I have to mow about once a week tops. I could mow this twice a week and not even keep up with it. So I'm getting patches of grass where I had dumped over time. But anyways, let's get her moved. And there's a bird rode hard and put away wet, thanks to McCormick. But yeah, we're gonna hook her up and go for broke, watch the night go up in smoke. Now I'm gonna tell you something about the Super C. This tractor tested out at about 3,151 pounds at the Nebraska test. You put these in first gear and you just go. You can see I got rear wheel weights. These tires are not loaded yet. And the reason they're not loaded is because, well, not only might I change out the rims, but I'm definitely going to change out these tires. And I'll put 11.2s on here. I think 11.2s make a Super C. I agree with Chad Zimmerman when he said 12.4s make an H. I totally agree. His H looks fantastic and just perfect with them on there. But anyways, the H tested out at about 3,600 pounds. This tested out, Nebraska tests about 3,100. So about a 500 pull difference. And that could make the difference. And I'm wondering how low I can go and still pull this out. I'll call this, you know, first pull, you know, or it's really technically the second pull of the year, but really first, because we're in the ground. So not loaded tires, one set of wheel weights. You know about the front weights if you've been with the channel more than 2 weeks. And like I say, I'm just gonna put it in first gear and see what happens. Let's get this thing hooked up. Well, there's the chain. She buried. Wow. Just for proof that I haven't moved it in a while, it's got grass growing in it. Wow. That's crazy. Put her in reverse. Loosen up that chain. Well, there it is. From over there to over here, I pulled it probably 50 yards. And boy, first gear just did the ticket and it ripped it right out of the socket it was sitting in. And I am more than thrilled 23.5 horsepower roughly at the drawbar compared to 26. 2.5 horse. Didn't make a difference. I still was able to get the job done, and the job done right. Get this chain unhooked. There we go. Throw her back into hole. It's into hole. Bill Murray, he said so. And that's a fact, Jack. By the way, I pulled this. I set it low. I thought I had a better chance than if it was up high. And you don't want to go above or near the axle level anyway. That's how you get a flip over. Generally going slow like that, that's not generally when guys got killed on these old antiques. It's when they were dropping the hammer on these things in those 8 ends and whatever, and then they... So the faster you're going, the faster a flip happens. In first gear, I ain't skier. Red Power, hit that subscribe button, share this video out, let the world know. They may not still be making these tractors, but they don't need to, because the first time they built them, they made them right. That's Red Power.